We are going to look at two-step equations. To help me out, I'm going to draw a line down the equal sign. I notice that my left side has 4x minus 10 and my right side has equals 16. I need to get that x by itself. In order to do that, I work away from my variable, so I'm first going to get rid of 10. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides, since the inverse of minus 10 is plus 10. My 10s will cancel and I'm left with 4x equals 26. I then am going to divide both sides by my 4. I'm left with x equal, when I divide 26 by 4, I get 6.5. Same thing, I start with my line down the middle. I work away from my variable. In order to do that, I subtract 5 from both sides. My 5s will cancel, and on the right side I have 30 minus 5, which is 25. I drop down my 5x from the other side that I haven't done anything with. Now I need to get rid of that times by 5, and the inverse of times by 5 is divide by 5. My 5s will cancel, and I'm left with x equals 25 divided by 5, which is 5. In order to check that, I am going to plug in wherever I see an x my answer, which is 5. So I have 5 times, instead of x, I'm putting 5 plus 5. And I want that to equal 30. I know that 5 times 5 is 25, and if I add 5 to that, that does get me 30, which is what I wanted. Feel free to pause the video and try this one by yourself and check your work. I'm going to start off again with my straight line down the equal sign to help me. I find my variable, and what's with it is the divide by 3. So I'm working away from that, so I need to add 7 to both sides. My 7s cancel, and I'm left with x divided by 3 equals, and 2 plus 7 is 9. Now I need to get rid of divide by 3. The opposite of divide is times by 3. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. My 3's cancel, and I'm left with x equals 9 times 3, which is 27. I have x minus 6 divided by 4 equals 3. I find my variable, and with it is my minus 6. I cannot touch that top part, which is called my numerator, until I get rid of my denominator. The inverse of division is times, so I am timesing both sides by 4. My 4's will cancel, and I'm left with x minus 6 equals 3 times 4, which is 12. Now I continue, so I'm adding my 6 to both sides. My 6's cancel, and I'm left with x equals 12 plus 6, which is 18. Okay, we remember when we did a one-step equation that looked like this, we needed to get rid of my denominator first, so we times 3 to both sides. We're going to take the same thing, except for it's an x, so we are timesing x by both sides. My x's cancel, and I'm left with 6 equals 2 times x, which is 2x. I now need to get rid of that 2 that's being multiplied, and the inverse is division. My 2's will cancel, and I'm left with x equals 6 divided by 2, which is 3. You can go ahead and leave it like this, but I would prefer it if you went ahead and switched it where your variable was in the beginning.